Hello, hello. Hey, Jesse's here. Let me know how the sound is. I was messing with the microphone because I'm not sure if it works. That's why the stream is a little late. Okay, sounds great. Good. Hopefully we got enough lighting. Yeah, as it gets darker, I'll adjust the lighting so we don't see that weirdness. TJ's here. Ralph's here. Awesome. JV, hello. I got some quartz that I'll be napping. The sun might be hitting. Let's see. Yeah, if the sun gets in the way or if it starts interfering with the camera, I'll shift it. All right, so yeah, I've got some quartz that I'll be napping. This is in the thumbnail. Okay. Let's see what I got here. I've got to get a new abrader, which is going to be, it's going to make this a little difficult to not have an abrader. Well, I do have abraders, just not very coarse. I need a really coarse abrader. David's here, David DeLorenzo. All right. Let's see if I can still reach. Yeah, I can still reach. Jesse's here. It's weird. I think some people might be stuck on another feed. YouTube has a live vid showing upcoming. Yeah, it does that. I don't know why it does that. Let me see if I can delete it. Let's see. Yeah, I'll have to. Let me open. I'm going to delete the other video. Let's see if I can do it from here. Hold on a second. Let's see here. That's the wrong button. Hold on. Here we go. Let's see. Upcoming. Yeah, I see that one. I'm going to delete that one. Okay, so yeah, I forgot to check that before I started this live stream. Stidley Designs is here. Jordan's here. Mike Mason is here. Yeah. Okay, so I deleted the other. It's been happening every time now where I try to go live and it doesn't. What it does is it just shows upcoming. So I have to restart YouTube to get to the process of going live again, and then it goes live. It's so weird. I don't know how to adjust it to get rid of the initial upcoming video thing. Jim Main's here. Mike Mason. Okay, Jesse says he wrote a message on the other feed telling people to check the channel for the feed that's working. Okay. Keith Ricketts is here. Yeah. But yeah, I went ahead and deleted the notification. Happy Wednesday, Ralph. Yeah. Okay. So let's see. What am I going to use on this quartz? I got another piece of quartz too. So we got two different types here. I don't really know what this is. If it's a chalcedony or a quartz or some kind of petrified thing. Not sure exactly. We'll try it. Let's see. Do we get any weirdness with the motions? Hopefully not. Don't forget to hit the like button, says Styly Designs. Yeah. So the direct percussion on quartz is pretty straightforward. Yeah, it's pretty typical to get steppy stuff going on with quartz. Let's see. TJ, it's Thursday where you are. Wow. Yeah, Australia. Super clear feed today and sounds great. Awesome. Okay. Ahab the Fisherman. Hey, Alan Cole. How's it going? Lithic percussion, my favorite quartz. Not so much. Yeah. It's difficult to hit it hard enough and not break it. Yeah, so this is not a very big piece. I don't like working big pieces of quartz anyway, but I am going to get some more Talahata. I do have still some Talahata quartzite, but it's cheating because it's high grade stuff. This is 3 1/4 inches long. Clint Stoner says, hey, Patrick, are you still in the South or have you migrated back to the Northeast? I'm in the Northeast. Red-Eyed Patriot, Michael, hello. Yeah, I'm in Vermont right now. Yep. And I shall be here for the foreseeable future, but I will travel south once or twice a year. Yeah. And if I can work my schedule to where I can make things fast and good and only spend 2 days a week napping, then I can travel anywhere I want. But as it is now, I'm spending 4 days napping, so that limits my traveling. I had to spend at least 4 days napping to get enough done during the week in order for me to travel without losing money. The travel expenses are one thing, but that's, those are just built into everything. But if I don't get my napping time in or don't produce enough items, it starts to put a big dent on what I'm able to finance. Hey, Bushy. Proto Joe is Bushy. Alan says, hope to make it to the Buttes tomorrow or Friday. Yeah. I keep wanting to update the napping list, but every time I do, I get distracted. Every time I sit down to update the napping list, because there's stuff coming up now every month, I just get distracted and don't do much on it. So this is going to end up with a turtleback that I'm going to have to get out. But I'm not going to get it out with direct percussion, I don't think. Yeah, there's no blurring with the motion. Okay, so I might be able to get that flattened out. Let's see that light. I have a light above, and I was hoping it would work right. It works on darker stone to show you the details of darker stone. But I show you the quartz, and it's so much glare that you don't see anything. Let's see, what did I miss? Travis says, all right, live stream. Yeah, hope it to make it to the Buttes. Yep, I read that already. Clint says, I've got plans to visit my folks in upstate New York this summer. How far from Burlington are you? Probably about 3 hours. 2 or 3 hours. I don't know where Burlington is exactly, but to the middle of New York is about 2.5 hours for me. You know, to the middle of upstate New York. Let's see. Clint says St. Lawrence County. Yeah. Michael says, so today I started the hepatitis C medicine. It was $10,000 for 28-day supply, 90 days total. That's $30K in medicine. Consequences of my actions in addiction. Hepatitis. Dang it. 10 years sober now. Wow. Yeah, that's rough. Terrible. Yeah. Hope you get better. That's a lot of money. All right, so let's see if that worked. Did it work? Okay, that flattened it a little bit. But that was a very stout area to hit. Anyway, I'll try not to do too much on this as far as thinning. Try not to go too far overboard. That way, if there's defects inside, it won't break. Hey, Danny Moore, $10 super chat. Right? Is that what that is? Thank you very much. It's not bad for the blur. Yeah, it does do it a little bit, but I've got lights directly here in my face, and I've got a light up above that coming down. So that's all I can do. And all the window shades are open. So unless I develop some other professional lighting setup, this is all you get. I got to make do with what I got. Let's see. Clint says, I think it's about 2 hours from my parents' home to Burlington, only 45 minutes to Ottawa, though. Okay. So you're in far north New York? Ellen says, I'm in high tanning mode this month. I'm breaking 4 rabbit hides while I watch. Awesome. Let us know what you're going to make with those, Alan, if anything. Let's see. Exploration Rocks. Hey. Awesome. Lots of people showing up. This quartz isn't too bad as far as flakeability. That was a good one right there. But it's gonna get dicey. Yeah, I can't see much. You need stout edges to do this kind of work on quartz. Okay. I apologize. It's very difficult to see what's going on. Yeah. That's why I film first person and not this view when I do videos. So I've got more tough rocks coming. I got a big backlog on Rock Challenge stuff. And I accepted some more Rock Challenge stuff on top of my backlog. But at least it's not glass. I can do it inside, especially when it's raining, if it's not glass or obsidian. So I shouldn't have any trouble. Let's see. Danny Moore says, I'd love to see more of all indirect vids. Okay. David says, picture just went static. Yeah, my feed is not that good as far as my connection goes. Alan says, currently stacking pelts. Some will be gifts, others will be excellent roughs for winter hoods. I see. Exploration Rock says, I recently got a turkey roaster and heat treated coral. It cost me $30, but I got it half off. Nice. Keith says, Red-Eyed Patriot, I'd had a close friend that did the same to himself, ended up with hepatitis C also. He is no longer with us because he had other complications as well. I'll pray for you if you don't mind. Ralph says, Red-Eyed Patriot, congratulations for your 10 years. Yeah, 10 years sober. Bushy says, I have a turkey roaster almost full. I might better turn it on soon. Maybe put some chicken in with it. Mike Mason says, your hides should be in the mail after the weekend. Awesome. Okay. Yeah. If I'm not here and someone sends me stuff, my stepsister will be able to pick up the package. She'll come and check when I'm not here. So do more vids. I'm going to do more videos with all just indirect percussion. That's right up my alley because that's what I like to do. Let's see. I don't always do points that are only indirect percussion, but sometimes I'll do a preliminary sharpening with only indirect percussion and then finish off with pressure. Yeah, this is not going to be easy. The edge is crushing a little bit right now. I'm not even generating any flicks. Hold on. I got to beef up the edge on this by removing the weak spots. It's got to be stout. What did I miss? Mike Tufts, hey, hello. Better hello, everyone. I would have said it hi sooner, but I was in the dispensary. Dispensary? Alan says, what kind of birds are you sending, Mike? Exploration Rock says, $60 for an 18-quart roaster at Walmart. Yeah, but it was $30 on their website, so they had to give it to me because of price match. Yeah, there you go. Ed Gould is here. Michael says, if I didn't have insurance, I'd be, up a creek without a paddle. $30K is crazy money. Yeah. I got to see some of the expenses that my dad had for his care, and he had a fall and cut his forehead while he was in physical rehabilitation, and that was $16,000 for just 3 days in the hospital. It's ridiculous. Of course, it's covered by insurance, but I got to see how much it was. The thing is, the expensive part was it wouldn't stop bleeding. Apparently he had hit a vein or an artery, probably an artery in his forehead, and it wouldn't stop bleeding. And he was on blood thinners and all that. Let's see. Alan Cole says, smoke them if you got them, Tufts. Mike says, my insurance is let the dog lick it twice a day and hope it heals. Yeah, same with me. But I'm always pay out of pocket. And I've got to get some insurance because it's going to, one of these days, something's going to happen that I can't afford. Yeah, so here we go. TJ says, medical and hospital is free in Australia. Lucky for me, 8 years of cancer treatment. Yeah. Yeah, government pays your insurance. Yeah. Well, that area is not going to flake. I'm trying to flake into this area right there. I've just hit it 3 times and nothing. It seems simple to get that to flake, but nothing at all. I just struck it super hard. Nothing happened except a little bit of crushing on the edge. That, I got step fractures. Come on. Can't see it. Let's see. Can't see it with light. Can't see it without light. So there's no way you can see it. Anyways, you'll just have to imagine it, I suppose. So I just ran a pass right along this. And you can see how hard I was hitting. So you can't see how high I'm raising my mallet. Is it off camera? I don't even know. Let's see. Yeah, it's just pretty high. And I have to hit harder than this when I'm using a natural tool. So yeah, I break a lot of antler when I'm knapping something difficult with natural tools. And I'll put moose antler to the test. I'll say, all right, I got moose antler. You say it's really tough. Well, I'm going to get my toughest rock and see how tough that antler is. And I usually crack it within 2 months. Do I ruin the tools on purpose? No, I just need to do it to show how to do it with natural tools. People want to see, how do you do it with natural tools when the stone is real tough? I'll show you, but it's going to break some stuff. You got to break your tools. You got to damage your tools. You got to, sometimes if that's what you want to nap. Let's see. What did I miss? Let's see. Chat's going pretty fast. Hold on. That doesn't. I push that button and nothing happens. That's amazing. So I have to go back down to this. I have to go back to the sliding bar to get it to work. And the sliding bar sometimes is too sensitive. Let's see. The autocorrect is getting to you guys too. Let's see. All right. Ed Gould says, my younger brother, when 60, got shingles that went into his brain. 200,000 in the hospital. 200,000 in the hospital. Man. Ed's here. Yep. Mike Mason says, Mike Tuff sounds as good as Woodpecker Lips. Mike Tufts has got videos, so you can see what he does. Fertile Joe, Ed, wow, I had shingles 3 years ago and finally went and got shots this year. TJ says, thank you, Red Eye. Bushy says, time to take the dog out. Be right back. Or BBL. I don't know what BBL is. Jesse says, whoa, what a flake. Ed Gould says, since that Shingles had a stroke due to the shingles and has lost the use of his left side. This is not good. Exploration Rocks. Hey, Pat, I recently seen somebody make a hollow bopper out of a copper cap and plastic tube, and they use it at the indirect stage of thinning. You ever try that? Yeah. Many years ago, because you're probably talking about Edbo 23. He's been making videos longer than I have. I started 11 or 12 or 13 years ago. I can't remember now. Let's see. No, I started 14 years ago, and he was already doing that with the plastic tube and a copper cap. That's Edbo 23, EDBO 23 on YouTube. Matthias, hey, how's it going? Alan says, Patrick, Napper's cramp seems probable. Sweat stage from the start. Yeah, you got it. Ed says, I haven't had the shingles shots yet, but yeah, I might get those actually. David DeLorenzo, yeah, you can see it. Okay. Jesse says, I just watched your older vid napping a quartz point. It was tough as woodpecker lips, and you thinned it nicely. Even with the stone having a flaw and a big piece breaking off, you still got it done. Yeah, I'm glad I have a video on that. An old one. Because then I can tell people, oh, I already got a video on it. Just look it up. Just type in Jack Crafty quartzite or quartz, whatever. I don't always state the proper terminology. So let's see if I can get this thin down. I'm going to hit it from the other side. Yeah, I'm going to hit it from the other side. I've already got quartzite embedded into the tip of the flaker. Nothing except a little bitty. Nothing. Yeah, all I'm getting is dimples. So I'm gonna have to take that edge back and do some direct percussion. Now, direct percussion is not as accurate, so it's dicey. All these thin quartzite points, I'm going to say quartzite from now on. All these thin quartzite points require a bit of luck. And yes, I said all of it. And anything that is extremely tough is going to require some luck to finish out. If you want them thin. If you want to keep them thick like this, then there's no problem. But people don't like that. They want to see how to get them thin. It requires some luck. All right, so let me get a heavy Mike Tufts bopper, because I was just using the beat up one that I get from Flintknapping Supplies or flintknappingsupply.com. These have a heavier tip on these that I can probably generate more force in a more concentrated area. Okay. Did it do it? Yeah, it did do it, but I don't know where it went. Let's see. There it is. Concentrated force. It did scoop it, but it's better than what I was trying to do with indirect percussion. Let's see. Oh, that's all right. I used by positioning of my arms on my legs to keep the distance so that I do strike with accuracy as much as I can. That one's not too bad. That flake went right there. This is concentrating the force nicely. Okay, so I'm not gonna go crazy trying to get it too thin. What did I miss? Let's see. Exploration rocks. Plastic, not PVC, but have you seen that rather? BBL, be back later. Okay. Plastic, not PVC. A copper cap on plastic? You mean like solid plastic like this? And just put a copper cap on it? I'm not sure if I've seen that one. Ask Butters here. Hey, Jack, good to see you. I've had a hard couple of days. Uh-oh, that's not good. We've been talking about illnesses and the costs of healthcare and all that good stuff. You missed it. Ed says, my new Buick showed up early and is sitting in the driveway. That's always good. Early deliveries are fun. Let's see. What happened, AB? Oh yeah, tell us what happened if there's any juicy details that people want to know. Inquiring minds want to know. Not me. You guys. I don't need to hear anybody's nasty business. I have a question as I'm driving home through the countryside. Why do people with Jeeps have all these little trinkets on their dash? I don't know. Why does anyone keep trinkets on their dash? I mean, it's just fun sometimes, right? Because I've seen, and I was going to do it myself. I've seen those little bobbleheads you put on the dash. I was thinking, man, I need to get some of those bobbleheads. That'd be fun, you know? Just, I think they have like a tape or some kind of adhesive, and you stick them on your dash, and the heads will bobble. I think those are fun. I don't know why, but my mom used to do it, and a couple of my daughters hang stuff from the rear view mirror. Oh yeah, my ex-wife does that too sometimes. Oh yeah, she does it. It depends. Anyway, it depends if she has the car detailed. They take all that stuff out, and she forgets to put it back on there. But two of my daughters do that, and my mom used to do that. Hang all this stuff from the rear view mirror. That drives me nuts. Yeah, it drives me nuts. So you can tell which car is mine and which car is hers. Let's see. Ed, congrats on the new ride. Yeah. Alan says, Tufts, in my area, it's usually a Wrangler and female owner. Yeah, here the females have a lot more stuff. But it's mixed here because you in Vermont or anywhere in New England, it's pretty funny. You got all different types. Yeah. You got guys that have really expensive trucks, but they are dirty as heck. They've got clutter all on their dash. Then you've got guys that have expensive trucks that are immaculate. Nothing on them. No spots, no dents, nothing on the dash. Perfectly clean, even in the worst weather. And then you've got the same with females. Some of them have cars that are trashed, and some of them are immaculate. Some guys will drive a really beat up old truck that's actually old and beat up and dirty. And then you have guys that have old trucks that are beautifully restored, not dirty at all. I mean, everything. Back in my hometown, not my hometown, the town that I left when I was living in Texas, there was this thing where everyone started to put on those mufflers, those thunder mufflers. So we had one just a few houses down, but the whole neighborhood had those thunder mufflers. They don't have that many here. You see, once in a while you'll hear one go by, but it's like one out of 50 cars has a thunder muffler. But back in Texas, it's like 1 out of 4. You know what I mean? Let's see. Let's see. Danny Moore says Exploration Rocks is talking about the Edbo bumper or bopper. Yeah, I told him about the Edbo. Keith says Mike Tuss, before the 90s, the Jeep community was cool and rugged people. Now community is a bunch of pansies. I have to agree with some of that, yes. Ed, guys coming tomorrow? Okay. Alan says, Keith, good point. Exploration rocks. I asked Home Depot if they had any copper rods, and I got a copper ground rod. Cut it up and realized it was only copper coated. Yeah, should have done my research. Wondering if I can utilize it. Yeah, you can still use it. It's just a steel rod, but you can still use it. Mike Tuff says if they get in a wreck and their airbags go off, it's going to look like a toy store exploded. Yeah, that is true. JF Baird, hey, how's it going? Everyone wants to see quartz napping. Well, not everyone. I just got like 3 or 4 requests for it. Good enough to call it everybody. If I get 3 requests for the same thing, that's pretty much everybody. Man, this stuff. Okay, I got some response. A little bit of response. This is about as good as you can get. Yeah. On this stuff. The Tallahatta is easier to nap than this stuff. That's not a bad flake either. It's getting a little bit thinner. As long as I go past halfway, I think I'll be in good shape. Just a little bit past halfway, I'll be good. What time is it? 2:41. I've been napping for 40 minutes or almost. Or yapping and napping. Let's see if I can get this thin down. I'm not going to check the responses. Hold on. Take a break from checking the chat. Oh, this is make or break time. Yes, it is. I don't want to overstrike it because it's getting small. Overstrike means hitting too high. So I miss and creep up on it. There it is. See? Yeah, I knew you could do it. Yeah. The Rock doesn't talk to me like that. The Rock hates it. The Rock does not like it when I take a big flake off. It gets really angry. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It hates it. And I just giggle when it hates it. Yeah. It's already starting to develop an island in the middle. Yeah. The only way to get rid of those is with brute force. Some guys like that idea. It's not a bad idea. It's just when you start applying a lot of brute force, you lose accuracy. Yeah, that's the problem. Applying the brute force is not the problem. It's the accuracy. I might be able to do some good with the indirect percussion right there, but it's starting to get all wonky. I need a really coarse abrader. Okay. This is now the sweat stage. I got it to where it's a good preform. But the sweat stage is now because any thinning beyond this point is depending on luck. I'm depending on luck to get it thinner. What's the ratio where luck starts to kick in or you start to depend upon luck? Let me see. I think it's like 3-to-1. I'm gonna make sure. It's a 37 millimeter divided by 13. Why can't it be like 37 divided by 13? I mean, it's like 3 to 1, right? Very close. 13 millimeter thick by 37 wide. Someone could work that out and put it in the comments. I can't do simple math in my head and get it right every time. I think it's 3 to 1 right now. With quartzite. Anything better than 3 to 1 or 4 to 1 is good. But you're depending on luck. Okay. I'll check the chat here in a minute. Yeah, that's not going to do it. Did that do it? Almost. Still got an island. We're still in the islands. I think I might be able to get that. Let's see. Do I have anything else? No. This is the coarsest abrader I've got. So I took down that side here. I took it down, and there's a dip right in here so I can get close to the obstacle. The closer you can get to an obstacle, the better. So you can blast it out. It's not going to do it. No, it's not going to do it. That's a really grainy spot in the quartzite. I'm hitting it right in this area. From that side, I'm hitting it into this area where the island is, but it's extra super grainy right there. What did I miss? It looks as rough as hell to work with. Yeah, but that's what people want to see. That's not even that rough. That's just typical quartzite. Typical quartzite. See, I want to say quartzite, but I'll say quartz. I gotta catch myself mid-word to get it correct. It drives me nuts. Let's see. What did I miss? Let's see here. Yeah, this stuff is typical for quartzite. Okay, so it's not any rougher than the usual quartzite stuff. And people want to know how to work it. And all I can say is you just got to hit harder than you think you ever needed to hit anything in your life. Okay? Ed says, I have seen that English guy doing that big blade and he breaks it in half when almost done. The looks blankety at the camera for a few and then says, oh, yeah. Who's the English guy? Someone tell me who that English guy is. Probably Will Lord or something, right? Alan says, crazy flakes on that quartzite. Holy moly. Mike Tuff says, toughness went to hell when they took out the Marlboro Man from the magazines and ads. Yeah, I suppose so. Keith says, this is why I don't nap quartzite ever. Never, ever, 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 ever. Nope. JF Baird says, blast off. Yeah. Alan says, Mike Tuss, yeah, I've replaced it with Camel Joe. Jesse, on indirect, I was only striking from the very edge. When I need to remove a thicker spot, I finally realized to bring the rod in a little further in from the edge. It's making a difference. Yeah. Bring it in. When did you realize you needed to bring that rod up further? When did you realize it? Did you realize it after many hours of napping? Or did you do it sometimes but didn't realize you were doing it until you focused on looking at what you actually do? Because it makes a difference. Some people do stuff, but they don't actually realize what they're doing. And they have trouble advancing their skill because they're not really understanding, first of all, what they do. And second, it's hard to control the subconscious because you can try to do something, but your subconscious changes it on you at the last minute. Does that make sense? Yeah, that's not doing anything. What am I trying to do? I'm just trying to thin it more than it is. I'm trying to get it past the 3-to-1 ratio. If I can't, I'll just keep it at 3-to-1. Yeah. It's starting to get steppy. I'll show you in a minute. I'm going to take back this edge. Let's see. Here, here, here. Take back this edge. We'll take it all back that way so that I can get rid of steppiness. I got a big step right there. That's part of the island from earlier. I tried to get, all right, position here. I tried to get the middle right there close to the obstacle, but it didn't work. So I got to take back the whole edge. And direct percussion seems to work a little better, but it's extremely risky. Okay. I hit it, but nothing happened. The accuracy is not there. That wasn't too bad. Let's see. I can see copper on the surface. The copper is depositing on the surface of the quartzite. If I can just get it past that 3-to-1 ratio, then I'll shape it into a point. If I think I can get it thinner than 3-to-1, we'll see. I'm still working on taking back this edge here. Let's see. I don't think that's going to do it. Let's see what I'll try the Notch-O-Matic. I'll try to catch up with the chat here in a minute. Let's see if I can put the Nacho-Matic on some of those steps. I'm looking at a big series or a big step right across the whole thing here. Let's see. It's close enough to the edge where I can put the Nacho-Matic in there and have the correct angle. So that the flake doesn't dive in when I hit it. So I did get a flake to come off. How am I gonna explain that? I'll just have to show you on a close-up video. You can't see it anything. You can't see without light. You can't see with light. Either way, you can't see it. But it is reducing that step fracture a little bit. But you can see the angle of the Nacho-Matic. Can you? It's going to be like that, hitting upwards, not hitting like this, hitting like that, okay? It's very important. It's not doing it. Not even Nacho can tackle that. Well, there it goes. Finally, after several attempts, let's see if I can figure out how to get this. No, can't show it that way. I can probably show it this way. Let's see. Move this finger this way, this finger out of the way. I hit the face of that step fracture with the Nacho-Matic at an angle that is this way, not straight in or like that. Okay, I want to emphasize that because it's very, very important. Let's try some more. Okay, that did something. A little bit more on that step fracture, but right behind it is another step fracture. But I think I can get that off with a big old strike. Yeah, it's right in the middle. It's in the worst spot possible. Did it do it? I think it did it. It took off quite a bit. Okay, here we go. This is getting, I don't know which end is better. I mean, they're both these ends are pretty bad. Let's see if I can finish this out a little bit. All right. I'll give you a view of what I've got here. It's just very lumpy. because the inward strikes are causing lots of steppiness. Okay? This is typical of quartzite. Now, if that ratio is less than 3 to 1, I'm going to stop thinning it. So it's like right here, it's 30 millimeters by 10. It's still 3 to 1. So that's it. I'm not going to go any thinner. I can't go any thinner than that. So I'm going to start shaping it. I got an hour to finish this. All right. What did I miss? Let's see. I've read a bunch of that stuff. Alan Cole says, Patrick says, hey, quartzite, what you think about that? Whack. Yeah. Jesse says, I made a coffee table with a thin wood box under the glass, filled it with super white sand, blasting glads of its sand, set my points in the sand for display, and glass over the top. Looks amazing. Cool. That sounds all right. That sounds good. Mike says, I never learned the difference between quartz and quartzite. Yeah, quartz is usually the clear stuff. The quartzite is this grainy stuff. Yeah, Ed Gould says Will Lord is the guy that was working on some quartzite, I guess. Exploration Rock says, Napper's Law, if it can be napped, it will be napped. Yeah, but it's not going to like it. Part of the law of the West is it doesn't like it. Let's see. Alan says, nails on a chalkboard grinding. Yeah. Mike Mason says, is that no, not traumatic at 52.6? Yes, the angle. If you want to know the angle that it's at, the only answer to that question is 52.6, no matter what. Yeah, it's an inside joke on this channel. Yeah. What's the real angle? I need to know exactly because you have to. You're not going to know exactly because I don't know exactly. Ed says, there used to be a rock shop in Custer, South Dakota that had a lot of different nappable materials. Right out front, they had 4-foot chunks of glass for one. Dang. Keith says, hey, Patrick, this is Tian. Oh, okay. How's it going, Tian? Stole my dad's phone again. That box of flakes we just got is super cool. Awesome. I'm glad you like it. Mike says, now that I'm home, I can hear, oh, yes, Alan, grinding. Mike says, Jesse, that sounds really cool. Yeah. All right. So I'm not missing too much on the chat. I don't know if I'll be able to get thinner than 3 to 1. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start picking on the edges. Yeah. Make it look a little less wonky. And maybe I can take another thinning flake somewhere. Maybe. Does that grinding noise really bother everybody when I'm using the abrader? Well, shouldn't say everybody. I didn't think it would be a cringy type of sound. So what I'm doing is I'm just making the edges more regular. I can sharpen it with indirect percussion. But a lot of times quartzite sharpens up pretty well with just a regular pressure flaker. You know, it's not going to be beautiful, but it sharpens up well enough. Well enough to cause a nice cut. Oh, yeah. Now, does this break conchoidally? Yeah. It surely doesn't look that way. We're just slamming these flakes off. I suppose it has a little bit of that scoopy conchoidal looking flakishness. So I'm making a teardrop shape out of this thing so far. This is still a pretty good size for that little dart point. I took a lot of it down to see if I can get it thinner. So it would have been bigger if I had just stayed with the earlier 3:1 instead of trying to get it thinner. I'm still at 3:1 ratio. If I had stayed with that from the beginning, it would have been a little bit bigger than this. But I tried to get it thinner. Is there an advantage to getting it thinner? Yes, it sharpens up better when it's thinner. You know, it doesn't sharpen up easier. It's just, it functions better when you sharpen a thinner point than when you sharpen a thicker point. It just functions better when it's thin. The edge is still the same sharpness, but when you combine it with the thickness or thinness of the blade, the thin blade wins out in the cutting ability. It's hard to get it unwonky. It's hard to make it nice because it just wants to take out big blocks instead of nice flakes. These flakes come off in chunks rather than nice flat flakes. So I thin down the tip. Okay, move this way. See that? It's still a little wonky though. But I'm afraid to get it perfectly straight because trying to get these points perfect is usually where things start to go really bad. Yeah. When you try for perfection, you usually end up with nothing. And I'm exaggerating with the word perfection. If you try to get it where you think it should be, you're asking for trouble. You got to just quit a little bit sooner if you want to preserve it without breaking it. I can't do that. I'm tempted to hit the base. It's pretty strong, but you never know when it'll snap in half. Yeah. That's how I snapped the other one. They're not running past halfway. That's the problem. Yep. Come on. There it goes. I knew you could do it. What I'm trying to do now is shape the stem. These things need stems because they're so thick. The stem helps it to get thinner. You know, if you put a contracting base stem on it, you can get it thinner so that you can stick it onto the foreshaft. And I'm going to do some thinning flakes. From the sides, from this side and from that side on the stem to get it thinner. Okay? That's the theory. Well, that kind of worked. Oh, I forget you can't see nothing. See, I just hit from the side, but then I generated a huge step fracture. Yeah, story of my life. Try to remove the step fracture from the other side. Let's see. It did something. Did it do it completely? Oh, it did it completely. Except, you know, it ends with a step right up here in the middle. But in the middle, the step, let's go this way. When the step fracture is in the middle, it's not so bad because you can still haft it. Okay? It's almost like a flute, except from the side of this side of the stem. Let's see, let me go this way, finger down this way, move that way. I shot up this way from the corner. All right, move this way, move this way. See that? I shot from the corner instead of directly from the base. It helps two things. One, it gives you two shots into that middle, and it's not directly on the base. It doesn't cause snappages as bad as hitting directly from the bottom. If you hit from the side this way and that way. No, this way. Yeah. Let me see if I can work on that step fracture though. If I can take that down, I might be able to put Nacho-Matic up against that step fracture. If it's at the correct angle, 52.6, I think I can do it. There's two step fractures. It's a stack. It's got one step fracture and another step fracture on that. So I'm going to take the top one off first. It's at a good angle, but I've got to fix this because see that? It's developing a burr because I abused it earlier. You want to have it nice and clean and flat. So the default on this is straight that side, and straight across. But you can modify that. Instead of going straight across the top, you can, from the side view, you can put a bevel on it. And the longer side of that bevel is on the bottom. Okay? But on mine is just flat straight across. We're going to see. Yeah. So the first step fracture removed. Like I said, there was two of them stacked on top of each other. So we call that a stack in Flintknapping. Two step fractures. Now the second one, let's see if I can get that off. Yeah. This one is a little more scary because it's a big one. It could just overshoot or crack the whole thing in half. I don't want to use any excess force. And there you go. Nacho is so good. Yes, he is. He's a wiener. I mean, a winner. There you go. And I think we got better than the 3-to-1 with the thickness ratio. Let me just clean up a little bit more if I can. It's really, the surface is really wonky. No, it's not going to do it. Oh, well. I got another step fracture on this side. Is this already getting beat up? It's good. What else could Nacho do? Not much. I could try to do something like put this on the very edge and then hit it. Yeah, and cheat. I could isolate a platform and use Nacho to drive a flake, but it's just so much easier to use indirect percussion. So let me just try it a little bit more flattening of the surface here. It doesn't like it. It doesn't like to be refined. No, no. Does not like it at all. Come on. All right, I'm going to switch to a more pointy copper flaker, and we'll try to wrap this up. Let's see, what time is it? 3:15. No, we got time. But I'm going to do the stem here. I'll catch up with the chat in a minute. I'll catch you outside. How about that? How about that? Yeah. How about that, Rock? Yeah, you don't like this, but oh well. I hate to do this to you. But what is it? It's all of the West. I hate to do it. It doesn't like being nice and neat. It doesn't like to cooperate or nothing. Will it be a durable point when I finish? I wish. You don't get much. Well, I can't say you don't get much. You get some durability from this, but it still breaks like a regular arrowhead. Unfortunately, how do I know? I don't know. Hold on. Can't see. I don't know if you can see. It's getting angry with me. It doesn't like this one bit. It's more angry than before. Oh, yeah. It hates this. What is it that it hates? It hates to be nice and regular. It doesn't want to be a fancy point. No, no, no. And it wants to break. The tip wants to break off. The stem wants to break. So I'm backing off a little bit. I'm not putting all that much force into shaping it. It really doesn't like any of this. Anyways, what rock does? Yeah, what rock does like this part? They all hate this part. I just found the part of it fell off right there. That little bite taken out, that just fell right off. Like there was a sticky flake right there. When you see this in a close-up video, you're going to say, hey, that looks just like a block of granular sugar glued together. That doesn't even look real. Yeah, that's exactly what it looks like. It looks like a block of, or a bunch of sugar granules glued together with Elmer's glue or something like that. You probably fool someone. Yeah, I napped it at a quartzite. Mm-hmm. You know, it was just a bunch of sugar glued together. Come on. All right. You might say, I thought quartzite was really hard to nap. Why are you just tapping on it? Well, I'm just trying to shape it little by little. And I don't want to hit it really hard because it'll blow off one of these barbs that I'm trying to create. I'm trying to create some barbs on it. Okay? I'm not getting too far. We're getting close. It's enough to be hafted. That's all I wanted, is a stem thin enough and the sides long enough to where it makes a difference when you wrap it. Otherwise, just do the triangle shape. Now it's ready for sharpening. Okay, so side view, the tip, it's important to get the tip thin. It's important to get the base thin. Everything else is not that important. As long as it's 3-to-1. 3-to-1 or less as far as the ratio goes. Where did I miss? Oh, let's see. Okay. Where did I miss? Ed Gould says, you see those glass top coffee tables now and then for sale and easy to put a tray under the glass. Yeah. Mike Mason says, the grinding sounds like music to my Google's ears. Yeah, I mean, YouTube, when you look at the transcript, it says it's music whenever you grind something. Yeah. Alan Cole says, grinding screech on quartzite is exceptionally bad, but I'm just playing around. Oh, I see. Let's see. Ed Gould, I'm not real sure how to do the title. He put my name on it, so I'm not sure if I need to register in your name first. I don't know what that means. Mike Tuff says, no, we're just messing with you about the grinding. It's the file that's really bad. Oh, I see. Ed Gould says, sorry, but that was on another chat. You were on another chat, Ed? Dang it. Buzz. Hey. Buzz Arde. How do you pronounce your last name? Emphasis on grinding. Save your tools. Grind it away. Yeah. I can just grind this down into a point for sure. Pat, it was your video I saw. You had the rod on a thick spot slightly back from the edge. Okay. Why my brain didn't register it would be the same mechanics as direct percussion slightly on a platform. Maybe. Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing. Everything's basically similar with just slight tweaks. Nacho did it. Yes, he did. Thanks for the view of your napping. I know how hard I need to hit. Good. Yun Chang. Good to see you. Yun, you hardly ever comment. Mike Tuff says, release Nacho. Yeah, release the beast. Release the Kraken. R. Snyder says, I'm back. Don't forget to hit the like button. Let's see. Alan says, quartzite wants to be feral. You should try to refine it. Blades, hey, Sal's here. Blades and Points by SGP. Oh, great. I found a weird side of YouTube. Oh, yes. This is a weird side of YouTube for sure because we're messing with rocks that don't like us doing that. I'm still looking to see if I can thin it more, but I'm not going to go for it. I'm just going to sharpen it. Shape it a little bit and then sharpen it. Let's see. Yeah, Sal's in the house for sure. 52.6 ratio. Yeah, don't get people confused there, Jordan. That point is looking great. Would be a Morrow Mountain type, says Ralph. Yeah, this is a pretty common shape, actually. Mr. Crazy, Waspix, hope everyone is having a good week. Oh yeah, everything's going well. Well, I'm speaking for myself. Everything's going well. Yeah, so far so good. I'm finally able to clean stuff out of my yard. Got rid of all the snow. Nature got rid of all the snow. So I was able to get the trailer out and start throwing stuff away. And then after I throw a bunch of stuff away, I'll be gathering more stuff. But this time I'm going to be gathering wood for making stuff. Yeah. I threw a bunch of metal away this morning. The previous owners of this house or this land had a bunch of stuff out back. And they even had they drove their own fence posts back there, but they mismatched a bunch of stuff. They had regular fence posts, the metal ones, and then they put different diameters of metal pipe to hold up their fence or something. Yeah, so I got like 1-inch pipe, one that's a little bit more than that, and then a couple of regular fence posts, metal fence posts. I pulled all that stuff out last spring. And I need to go back up there and pull out the rest of them. I'm gonna use a, what do they call, a farmer's jack, and pull those out because they must have footings on them because I can't get them out. And once I get all that cleared out, I'll be able to film back there without seeing all that junk. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Steppy. I shouldn't try to thin it. Mm-hmm. I shouldn't try to thin this stuff out, but I am gonna. I don't care. I'm gonna take back this side for symmetry. So I might as well run some flakes in, right? Run some flakes into the middle. Yes. So it's the file that makes the nasty noises. The abrading's okay with the with this. It's even worse with natural materials because it takes twice as long. Okay. I don't like it. I'm hitting the same spot over and over again until I get different results. Yeah. I'm not even kidding. Hit the same spot over and over again until you get different results. Sometimes it's insanity and sometimes it isn't. Okay? Now I just trim it with pressure or percussion. Doesn't matter. Sharpen it, trim it, and sharpen it. Let me see. Let me see how it will start to look with pressure flicker. Okay, these are my steel ones. Here's my copper. See if I can bend that tip. Yeah, I know I can. I know it's gonna bend like crazy. All right. I'll check the chat in a minute. Here we go. Can you see? You can't see. Doesn't matter. You're not missing anything. Yeah. People's eyes glaze over anyway during the pressure flaking. They go, "Oh, I've already seen hours and hours of that." Yeah, I ain't learned nothing from that. I'll try to do this quickly then. I got nothing to talk about right now. And when I hum, whatever tune you think it is, that's the correct one. How can it be more than one tune? No, it's the same. You're always right. If you think you know what I'm humming, yes, that's what I'm humming. Even though two people say I'm humming different things, they're both right. Yep. I'm not kidding. I don't like humming tunes, specific tunes, because it'll stick in my head. Yeah. I have to do randoms. Random hummings. Why are you talking about that, dude? I'm talking about that because I don't want to distract myself and talk about Flintknapping, because then if I talk about Flintknapping while I'm Flintknapping, I start to get distracted. I start to think too much. In Flintknapping, you can't think about what you're doing too much. You mess yourself up. Believe it or not. Well, if you're like me anyway, some people say, no one's like you, dude. You just do your own thing, okay? Just shut up. Do us a favor. I don't got no index finger, so I can't turn the volume off. Yeah, well, you got to YouTube somehow. How'd you get to YouTube if you don't have an index finger to do all those things? You don't hit the like button. You don't turn the volume off. You don't click away and go away. Yeah, just go away, dude. You're going to alienate your viewers that way. Don't you know that? Whoever I'm alienating by doing that, I want you to go bye-bye. I can pretend I'm sad that you're leaving. I bet you Sal's over there. This is the weird side. This is so weird. This is the weird side of YouTube. It is the weird side of YouTube. Don't worry. You worry too much. Don't wonder that it's the weird side of YouTube. It definitely is. Yeah. Don't be wondering like, gee, I wonder if this is weird. No, it definitely is. You guys are trying to learn how to make weapons out of rocks. Yeah. Don't tell nobody. It's top secret. Classified information. You mean you can just pick a rock up out of a creek and make it? Shh. Don't tell nobody. Yeah. It is possible to do that. And the fact that it's a rock doesn't set off the metal detectors. Shh, don't tell nobody. So that's why you guys are learning that stuff. You're learning to be sneaky. Yeah, that too. Mm-hmm. So yeah, this process is winding down. I'm finishing up. And we still got 25 minutes to go, but I'm going to finish this up instead of switching to another piece. You know, I could be switching to another piece and finish this off on another video. But no, I'll finish it on this video and then talk about other stuff. Maybe do some other napping. I don't know. The edge is not that great. The most important part of the edge is up near the tip. So I make sure that was kind of thin. But there's also a bunch of copper stuck on it, on the edge here. Come on. Let's try this. Let's get the file out. Hold on a second. I'll show you what I'm doing, of course, when it's done. Let's see if I can get this one last little bit to sharpen up. No, not like that. Not like that. Yeah, like that. I can't even see it. There it goes. Okay. There it is. It is finished up. Whatever point style that is, that's it. I don't have my little foreshafts to show you how well it gets or how easy you can haft that. But I would haft it up. I would make a deep notch and then not only wrap the base, but put some wrappings up on the blade a little bit. Yeah. And those notches are just there to, just there to keep the blade length longer than it would be if you would clip those off. Because you can make a longer stem and clip those barbs off, but a longer blade is possible with the longer barbs. I think that's why they kept them on there, because they don't really do much in the wound, especially if the foreshaft is kind of thick. Anyway, that's it for the quartzite point. And I'll show it better in another video or when I figure out how to do lighting. I can't win with this white quartzite because you can't see it without light and you can't see it with light. All you can see is the shadows. And it is sharp enough to cut with, especially near the tip where it's thinner. Okay, right. Where did I miss? What are you guys talking about over here? All right. We got people that just joined us too. Brennan just joined us at 3:26. Oh, that was like 15 minutes ago. All right. Let's see. Brennan says he just had the kiddos fly in the door, and that's always a whirlwind experience. Yeah. Let's see. Ed says, kind of half here today. Got another buyer for a car. Keeps messaging me. Okay. So that's the other chat, talking to a buyer. Sal says, I've been staying with the steel on pressure flaking. Been staying with the steel. Yeah. Maybe just use it. maybe just used to it, but my copper seems to slip more unless the edge isn't that ground. Yeah, it depends, I guess, on the stone. Copper will slip. I just find it doesn't slip in the same way as steel does. Steel is for me is a little more slippery in general. Not always. There's always exceptions, and someone always comes back with the. It's no, it's not. I know that it's there's an exception to that one. Yeah, there's always an exception to everything. But steel for me anyway, tends to slip a little more. And brass slips a lot. And I'm going to make a lot of people happy when I start knapping with brass. Because they'll go, wait, you can knap with brass? I've got like 642 pounds of brass and I could have been knapping with it all this time. Yeah, you can knap with it. It's just going to be a misery. Just like knapping quartz. You can knap quartzite. It's just misery. And you can only get stuff like that. Don't think about doing anything fancy. Yeah. You can put notches in it, but they're not going to be narrow entry. Okay? I can put notches. I can put serrations in this. I can make it look more fancy. But why do it? Unless you're kind of a fancy kind of person, maybe. Let's see here. Jordan says, used my new Mike Tufts flakers last night. Copper works great. No need for a copper indirect tool. Now you need a copper indirect rod. Yeah, there you go. Let's see. What you napping, says Senku. I'm napping quartzite. Nasty stuff. You know what I mean? This kind of stuff. Yeah. This is more translucent than this one was. Okay, what is the final dimension? I mentioned it before, right? Like 3 1/4 inches long. It is now 3 inches long. Or 2 7/8. Or maybe, come on. This lighting is killing me. This lighting is worse than spell checker. That's pretty bad. 2 3/4. Yeah, this lighting is worse than spell checker. Oh, hold on. Let's take a little break. Yeah. Give the clothing a little shake. There we go. All right, what did I miss? Yeah, I recommend Mike Tufts tools as well. You know, I got a bunch. Don't do that. See, various types and sizes. Well, these are Mike Tufts. And this has been working good. But I'm going to ruin it on purpose. Because I've got stuff like this to nap now. Oh, yes. This is not fun for the bopper. It might be fun for us. But for the bopper, let me see. Let me see how much fun it's not going to have. Yeah. Let's try it. This one is a 10-ounce bopper, and it's extremely top heavy, which is good. Let's see what I can do with this. I got this stuff from Garrett. Yeah. I got a box. I just received a new box today, but I'm going to unbox it on video. That's what I was going to do. That's why I don't have it. Let's see. Let's see how we can torture the Mike Tufts bopper here. Ready? That hurt. I heard it. Yeah, that was painful for the stone. It doesn't like doing that. It doesn't like it when I knock off big flakes like this. You know what I say to that? Oh, well. Okay. Yikes. I gotta make sure I don't break this in half. Hold on. That was not a good spot. A little bit dicey. That hurt really bad too. There we go. Nice thin edges on that. Yeah, I can use, look, you can use as a knife just like that. Yeah. Now we got some weird areas in here. See how it's all kind of lumped, all kind of, I don't know, it's not flakery, but it's all kind of chattery. And it goes into this part. I can't nap that stuff. This will not nap very well. You might say, well, you just took a flake out of there. Yeah, look at this. Look at the way that flake looks, though. It's terrible compared to this side. This side is just all, and that side is smooth. Yeah, this is, that's, yeah, it makes different sounds. Yeah. Okay. So let's see if I can get some more flakes from this. It's always good to try to get some usable flakes. Okay? All right. And then I can start going for the biface. There's an interesting little inclusion right there. Yeah. You don't see it? There it is. That's an inclusion of some sort. Crystallized. Yeah. $40 million-year-old inclusion. Nice. See, I'm going to take off all that nasty crud that's on that side. Yep. All that nasty crud. Here we go. The other side looks pretty good. And I'm going to do it without using a coarse abrader or any abrader, right? Right. I'm going to break the rules and not use an abrader. It doesn't like that either. See that? It don't like this. But you can't be worried about the rock's feelings. Yeah, you can't be worried about that. Oh, that's another nice inclusion. Right there. Yeah. Let's stop and go, ooh, with every little inclusion. Those, they don't nap well, but they're nice to look at. Yeah. Let's see. What other big flakes can we remove without abrading? You didn't know you could do that? Now you know. Yeah, we don't need no stinking abradings. Yeah, the rule is you can't get long flakes unless you abrade, right? Yeah, we're going to toss some of the rules out the window. Yep. Some of them, all of them, I don't care. You can toss them all out if you want. Toss out all the rules. Yeah. Can we see? Are we seeing what we're doing? No? It's okay because it's okay because some guys don't, their eyes aren't turned on unless they like what they hear, and they're not liking what they're hearing probably. Where is my, all right. I have okay, there it is. See the nasty bopper. I can use that to knock off these little protrusions and then go back to the other one. Yeah. This one this one's too smooth to knock off those little protrusions. Okay. I don't know. Let's see. Let's try this side. If you're saying this looks like tough rock, you'll be right. It is. Very tough. Yeah. There's a saying that says, very few problems cannot be solved without the careful use of explosives. Explosives can usually solve a lot of problems, right? Well, same thing with boppers, you know. Few things cannot be solved with the proper use of a very hard bopper strike. Yeah, an explosive type of bopper strike. Very few problems cannot be solved with hard enough bopper strike. Is it making solid contact? Because that's what matters. Is it making solid contact? Yeah. Some might say, well, that looks pretty easy to knap. Well, some parts of it is. But you know, it's inconsistent. I hit the tip there. I hit it too hard. It's so crackly in some parts too. Yeah. I can see. I know what you're doing. All right. So I bifaced it. It's bifaced. Now it's just a matter of indirect percussioning it. And yeah, I use a lot of abrading when I do indirect percussion. But you can stash these just like this. You know, that's what they used to do in the old days. All edges are sharp. I have dozens of artifacts like this with all sharp edges. No abrading whatsoever. And they're thinned. And it's tough stone. So, yeah, they did not have copper, but you can do that with bone or antler. Yeah. What do we got? We got 6 minutes to go on the live stream. What do we got? What did I miss? Let's see. Let's see. Mike Tuff says, now I'm a minute 27 behind and I'm getting too old to be losing this time in my life. Blades and points. Yeah, man rock. Yeah, man rock. Yeah. That makes you say, man, I hate that rock. Is Ed leaving? Ed Snyder? Oh, yeah, bye, y'all. Okay, Ed, we'll see you later. He's probably already gone. Alan Cole says, Mike Tuffs, same here on time and chat flow. I closed the chat and reopened it and caught back up. Cool. We're still live. Everything's good. Mike says, thanks, Alan. I need to go get back to the future. Ross Wellman, hey, I'm in Rockport, Texas right now, 75 and pouring down rain that really needs it here. Thunderstorms for the next day or two. I don't miss it at all. No, I do not miss it. But thanks for letting me know what I'm not missing. So, Ross Wellman, I don't know if you caught that, but I napped this quartzite point. My brain says quartzite, but it comes out my mouth as quartz. Okay? It's quartzite. Quartz is the clear stuff. It's the crystal. Quartz is the quartz crystal, the clear ones. Some confuse this with chert, with low grade chert, which it's very similar to a low grade chert, but this is a low grade. This is mixed low grade and high grade chert together. Now, I might be able to get something out of these lesser quality pieces of chert. It's going to look similar to the quartzite. Okay. If it has inclusions and it's got this chattery looking surface to it, I can get thick points, but thin points is going to be difficult. See how one side is all chattery and one side is all smooth? This is all what they call man rock type stuff. But this might yield a nice point, actually. If I can knock off all the spots that are nasty, I might be able to get a nice point out of that. Let's see. Yeah, it's 4¼ inches. No, you can't see. The light's not going to let you see. But yeah, 4¼ inches. Actually, perfect size. About a 4-inch bifaces are my favorite. This and a little bit smaller to start with. This is kind of cool when you look at it. If you can see, it's got a lot of sparkly. No, you can't see. It's very sparkly. It's too much glare. Anyway, let's see what else we got. Mike Mason says pediatric nerve is on the fritz today, almost home. Alrighty. Ross says, got it, Patrick. Good job. Thanks. Jesse says, you made quick work of that biface, or as the other napper calls them, biscuits. Yeah, great job. Thanks for the show. You're welcome. Alan Cole says, quartzite equals super sugar crisp. Yeah. Definitely. But it's not crispy. I wish it was crispy. It's more crunchy than crispy. Crispy is when you got something like obsidian that, it'll flake easily, but it ends up being all crumbly, and the endings or the terminations of the flakes are all crispy. Yeah. Let's see who's got sciatica. Hopefully nobody. You should have said sciatic nerve, says Mike Mason. Okay. Fertile Joe, Roswell 40 and snow flurries. Yeah, Bushy, you must live at a higher elevation than I thought, because, we had snow flurries this morning, but they didn't last. It was like maybe 10 minutes. And then the sun came out, and then now it's going back in. Yeah. And then we're supposed to get a lot of rain coming up this week. And right when I'm supposed to be trying to set up an outdoor studio so I can do this napping outside instead of ruining my whole floor with all these flakes. I'm in my house. Yeah. I've got to figure out two studios, outdoor studios. One under a pavilion. I bought like one of those picnic pavilion things with open sides. So I'll be napping with open sides on some days. And then other days, I want to make a little shelter, especially for this next winter coming up. This next winter, I want an outdoor primitive shelter type lodge to nap in. I'll set up these modern lights and stuff in that little lodge, but it'll be cool to nap in a little area like that, a very primitive type of area. Yeah, here, let's see. What is the weather like outside? I can see the sun went back behind the clouds. You can't see nothing. Look at that. Or can you? Let's see. Wait a second. Yeah. Feels good. That cool air from outside feels really good. So what else we got? Now you have a live video and a regular vid going. Your street cred for non-cheater quartzite. Tough stuff. Yeah, I have a live vid with quartz and one of those regular videos with quartzite. Yeah. That light's right on my face. What else we got? Be back in Michigan in a week. All right, I'm going to sign off here. It's already 4 p.m. All right. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for showing up and participating. Let's see. My next video, today's Wednesday. I've got errands to run today. I got to do a bunch of stuff tonight. So my next video will probably be tomorrow. And then Friday's a live stream also. I'll do live streams on Fridays, 8 to 10 p.m. And that's when we goof around the most. Yeah. But I'll try to do a bunch of videos this week before the auction. I've got Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 4 days to do videos before the Monday auction. I'll be napping more from this box that I got from Garrett. Yeah. And others that have sent me recently a bunch of stuff to nap that's difficult to nap. Yeah, a lot of stuff is difficult that I've got. A lot of the stuff I've got recently is the challenge rocks. Yeah, rock challenges. This will be in the auction, actually, if you want to bid on it. $5. Yeah, you can bid whatever you want. And this one might be, if I finish this out, I'll probably do this tomorrow. Try to finish that one out tomorrow. This is raw chert. And so is the quartzite, raw quartzite. Okay. It can be heat treated. You can heat treat the quartzite, and it does make it easier to nap in most cases. Some cases it doesn't work very well. But in this case, I think this might have been highly improved with heat. And it won't look any different. So when you see artifacts made of quartzite and they're thinner than this, they may have heat treated it. Yeah. It won't look any different than a raw piece. All right, later. See you later, everybody. You're going to rewatch this one, says Brennan. Yeah. That's the beauty of video. All right. We'll see you next time. See you in the next video.